Spider-Man 2, directed by, once again, by Sam Raimi. And yes, guys, welcome back to another Road to Spider-Man Brand New Day video statement. Yes, I'm going to talk about Spider-Man 2. I already covered Spider-Man 1 last time, so check it out if you want to. It's on my channel. Here I am talking about the sequel, the best one in the franchise or in the series, Spider-Man 2. The film stars Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, Alfred Molina, James Franco, Rosemary Harris, and many more others. Set 2 years after the events of the first one, Peter Parker, as he tries to manage his job, his personal life, and his life as Spider-Man, while also attempting to stop the scientist, Dr. Otto Octavius, from recreating a dangerous experiment. Oh, Spider-Man 2. This is a big one. I'm looking forward to talking about this one because I really enjoyed the first Spider-Man film when it came out in 2002. But Spider-Man 2, take it from great heights, and there I've said it since I mentioned it. You guessed by the thumbnail. This is the best Spider-Man film. In terms of live action, Spider-Verse films are definitely one of my favorites, but in live action Spider-Man movies, this is the best one. This is better than the first one. There's more stakes, the action is amazing, but it's not about the action and explosion. Yeah, you get some cool action scenes in this movie. This has one of the best action scenes, especially on the train sequence. But however, the story is so compelling. It's well written. This is one of the best Spider-Man written stories ever told on film. Basically, it takes the inspiration story of Spider-Man No More storyline, which it does inspired by. This is centered around Peter Parker. You want to relate to this character. Tobey Maguire nails it, his performance. This is his best performance as Peter Parker, Spider-Man. This is him struggling with his life, his personal life, as both as Peter Parker, but also as Spider-Man. He's trying to balance his both life as a normal, already kid from Queens and also a superhero for many people around in New York. So this is definitely a great story for Peter Parker. And there I said it, the character here is well written. You can tell you can relate to him. He's getting pounded to the dirt. You can tell he's getting pounded and pounded and pounded and pounded and pounded to the dirt. Basically getting fired so many times, especially at that piece of shop from the beginning of the movie, especially from that game I played from Spider-Man 2, the video game, which is one of the best video game adaptations, which, oh, that game level is just so fun. Every time I did that piece of thing, you hear that music, oh, I won't listen to that song ever again. But that is just a really good scene with Peter Parker. And yes, he has to pay his rent, especially with his next door neighbour, Mr. Dickovich. Rent! Hi. What's hi? And he never makes melt for Aunt May most of the time because Aunt May's losing her home. Basically, she's running out of bills. Her pays are due. He also misses MJ's play at the very first time. MJ was disappointed of him and basically doesn't want nothing to do with him. Even Harry Osborn is going through rough to appear because he wants to know where Spider-Man is, because after what happened to his father in the end of the first film, it definitely developed that story very well, these characters, because these characters have their own arcs and stories. And one thing I always like is that when Peter starts struggling, his powers start to lose it because he's losing his powers because he's going through identity crisis or midlife crisis more like. This is a really compelling story for Peter. This is him trying to get responsibility, but also trying to balance life, who he wants to be. Will he continue to just be Peter Parker or will he just continue being Spider-Man? So he's trying to balance the both life of his identity of his character. This is his character. And also I do really love this emotional weight when Peter confronted Aunt May at the table scene where Peter opens up about what happened to Uncle Ben, that he's responsible for what happened to Uncle Ben's death, which it's a really heartbreaking scene. I absolutely love that scene because for the editing, I heard someone in the commentators, one of the reviewers said this, that the camera shot kept on to Peter because they want to edit that better when he's getting that the line delivery. It's beautiful. It is well executed and it's really powerful moving scene, which I will give it credit. That scene is beautiful and it's beautifully written. Let's talk about Alfred Molina as Dr. Otto Octavius, Dr. Octopus, or Doc Ock. Alfred Molina is just amazing. He's probably the best casting choice in terms of superhero films. He's one of the best villains. He's so well written and you get to see his bit of the story of his before he became Doc Ock. He has to create this experiment that he wants to change the world and also help out Harry and Oscorp. But after a freak accident, what happened, he nearly destroyed the city that caused half die of New York. And then when he comes Doc Ock with the chip on his back, when he gets the tentacle arms, oh, this is where he becomes the tentacle in control of him instead of him in control of the tentacles, which... oh wow, it was just scary stuff, especially the hospital scene. The hospital scene is like a horror movie. You know Sam Raimi's style when it comes to movies with the close-up, the horror, the scale. It's all there. It's damn fucking perfect. It's definitely gonna feel like a horror movie, which in a way it doesn't feel like super scary disturbing, but in the way they did it, it felt damn good. It's just how he did it. It's just, oh, it's so good. It's like, oh. And yes, he has some cool delantos. And the fight between him and Spider-Man is awesome, especially in the bike sequence when he's trying to steal money and then Spider-Man trying to stop him. You get on my nerves. I have a knack for that. Not anymore. And yes, you do get a scene with him and Harry, with him in the balcony when Harry's confronted Otto, especially says, I'll give you the tritium, but bring me Spider-Man first. I want him alive. I want to kill him, and I can give you the tritium. Which, man, that was so good. And even Harry has an arc as well, which his story set up from the first one, like I said, and then we continue here, especially if Peter's still there, but when you get to the halfway point of the film, you start to see that Harry's gone drunk, he's not happy with his life, and he wants Spider-Man dead, because Peter thinks he's betraying him, like he's just defending Spider-Man because he's a photographer. And it definitely handles that well. I think that's one of the best things about Spider-Man's character of Harry Osborn, that he's never developed. I know what happened to Spider-Man 3, it kind of felt redundant where how it all happened, which I'll give it credit, it is a nice setup where it's going to come, but then after that, when the next movie came along, well, we'll get to that soon enough. We'll get to that. Let's talk about Mary Jane Watson, played by Kirsten Dunst. She's great. Yeah, she does a little bit harsh on Peter. I will say that. She was a little bit too harsh in the degree, but Mary Jane's character, she's now a Broadway actress and she stars in this play, and Peter missed it, and then she's still like being rejected by Peter because of how Peter wasn't there for her or wasn't there for the play, and Peter wants to be there because very much that he disappointed her. Even Mary Jane's now engaged to J. Jonah Jameson's son, John Jameson, who is an astronaut, and now he's going to be soon to be married, and it causing Peter in that scene where he's finally given up being Spider-Man. I think that's where this scene where Peter's losing his powers, and Peter thought that's the reason why Peter's losing his power, because he wants to be with Mary Jane. Well, not necessarily, because it's not about Mary Jane. Yes, in certainty it is Mary Jane, but it's mostly about Peter's personal life with his work, class, especially with Dr. Connors, played by Dylan Baker, who plays Dr. Kirk Connors in this film, which we don't get a chance to see him much. He only appears in 1 or 2 scenes, and he appears a little bit more in Spider-Man 3, which we'll get to in a moment, soon right off the next video. But as far as him is there, yeah, he's cool. It's nice to see him. It's nice to see Dr. Kirk Connors in the film, because he was mentioned in the first Spider-Man, now he's here presently in this one. But when Peter gives out to be Spider-Man, you do have this one dream sequence with him and Uncle Ben in the car. Basically what happens in the first one, they had that talk, and Uncle Ben put his hand out saying, take my hand, son, become Spider-Man again, be Spider-Man. And Peter's like, no, Uncle Ben, I'm just Peter Parker, I'm Spider-Man no more. Which, really emotional scene. You see the music score from Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman's score is fucking fantastic. And the moment he puts the Spider-Man costume into the bin, which is basically a shot for shot from the comic. When we threw that shot, you thought, oh, straight off the comics, straight off that scene. Beautiful homage there. It was just absolutely stunning out there. That was just so cool. And you do get that scene with him and being Peter Parker, and especially that song, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, which cheesy, I'll give it, this film is cheesy, but I totally love that. The song going, the raindrops keep falling on my head. Oh, it's so good. But Peter Parker's life is so good now because he's no longer Spider-Man. He's going to MJ's play, he start being there at school doing his homework, and now everything now is sort of going okay, but it's not till everything starts to fall apart, especially at the fire scene where he saves that little girl on the second floor, and Peter saves her, but then it turns out that what choice he wants to be, that he's struggling to figure out, is this the choice that he wanted, or this is the life that he chose? Which it's kind of like choose. It's all about that speech that Aunt May gives, especially that later on that scene where Peter meets Aunt May when she's packing her stuff up, and she gives that powerful speech about give out the things that we want most, especially our dreams. I thought that scene was absolutely fantastic, and Rosemary Harris delivered that beautiful speech. And to my theory, did Aunt May knows that Peter's Spider-Man? Because it wasn't like showing that type of way, but I think this kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of felt like it's out of left field for me. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know what I mean in the comics, a certain adaptation, especially the MCU Spider-Man with Tom Holland, Mr. Tomei's Aunt May finds out that Peter's Spider-Man. This one is kind of like a wink type of thing. It's not like, oh my god, you're Spider-Man, which Aunt May from the MCU did to support Peter being Spider-Man, which I think that could have been there, But that being said, I do think I think Aunt May kind of knows. She doesn't say it, it's kind of showing but not telling, which I actually quite liked. It does add some two things. I wish they could have done it more throughout this series, but that being said, I thought that was a well done scene, and I thought that was well done. Let's talk about the action. The action here, fucking amazing. Like I said, the bank sequence is awesome, but the best action scene is when fucking train sequence between Spidey and Doc Ock, fucking amazing. It's action-packed. It's entertaining. Every time I watch that scene on YouTube or when I rewatched it, like a while back, a couple of days ago before I recorded this, it's awesome. It's entertaining. It's beautiful. It's outstanding. It's wow. Woo-hoo-hoo. So damn good. It was so entertaining. It was that blood pumping, and that freaking scene is awesome. Especially when he stops that train when Doc breaks the brakes and he can't stop the train, and then Spider-Man jumps in, puts some webs out, and he's pulling this, which that scene, he's trying to use all his strength, and then his suit's all ripped up. A lot of people make fun of his face because basically he's constipated, which, okay, we'll get to the whole crying sequence when we get to Spider-Man 3, because how Peter Parker looks when he makes these faces. But that being said, this is awesome, especially the one guy where he looks at Peter when he's unmasked, and he says, like, he's just a kid. No longer older than my son. I like that idea that Peter Parker's still a kid. Yes, he's a grown man, but he's still a kid at heart, because Spider-Man is like a teenager or just a kid at heart where he is. And you do get the climax of the film where Doc Ock kidnapped MJ and he's basically held hostage, and while Doc Ock is creating the experiment, you have the fight between him and Peter again, and then Doc Ock found out that Peter is Spider-Man, and Peter trying to convince Doc Ock to change his ways to take out the machine, to tell him, give him that speech that Aunt May gives to pass on to Doc Ock. We need to give up what we love, what we want most, especially our dreams, which I actually like that scene. Again, it's Peter's learned his lesson to give out the things that he wants most, even the ones that he cared about. And when Doc Ock finally does the right thing to destroy the machine, and then MJ finds out that Peter is Spider-Man, and the moment she finds out, and he goes, oh, finally she knows, thank God, oh, finally. And then we get this scene where Peter says, you know why we can't be together, because Spider-Man will always have his enemies. He says the line when he says, I will always be Spider-Man. You're darn right. You'll always be Spider-Man. I love Tom Holland, but Tobey Maguire will always be my favourite Spider-Man. That's all I'm going to say. And then MJ say, you know what? Screw you. I'm not marrying John. Let me make my own choices. Let me decide for myself. I know there's going to be a risk, but I want to face them with you. It's kind of like that kind of thing. And when Peter and MJ are becoming couples, and of course you did get that iconic final swing at the end, and Danny Elfman score, oh, so good. Just as iconic as the end of the first swing from the final scene in Spider-Man. And when we get pan to MJ before the film goes to dark and the film ends, you get that, does she pay off the risk, or this is the risk we're looking for? And then by that time, that film was fantastic. That's why Spider-Man 2 is one of the best superhero films, and not only the best superhero film, it's still one of the best Spider-Man films ever made. I have no faults. There are no flaws. I think this film is top tier best. I'm going to give Spider-Man 2 an A+. Guys, comment down below and tell me, have you seen Spider-Man 2? Do you love it? Do you like it? Do you think it's alright, or do you absolutely hate it? Whatever the case is, comment down below and tell me what you think. Stay tuned, guys. Next time I will talk about Spider-Man 3. Oh, great. Oh boy, this is going to be fun to talk about. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you liked this review, hit that like button. If you're just new to my channel, if you just came across it for the first time, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. And of course, hit that icon bell for more future videos just like this. See ya!